before, except the driver's seat, and after. Here's an updated look after installing the Weldo Faux Nappa leather car seat. Comparison between the original and the new. I want to thank Weldo for sending us this unit because now we can upgrade our interior and hide all the ugly years of spilled drinks and coffee and milk with all the kids in the background. These would be great if you're trying to update your vehicle, or if you have a lease and you want to protect your brand new vehicle, or conversely, like what we want to do is we have our daughter's 20-year-old Acura and the seats are ripped. It has leather, but they're ripped after all these years. We don't want to pay an expensive price to refurbish or replace those. So these seat covers do the job. So in this video, I'll show you how to install it. This is an 8-seater vehicle, 2018 Toyota Highlander. But I'll also show what it looks like on a 2003 Acura that's similar to the Honda Civic in 2003. In this video, you'll have all that information to help you make a decision. So let's start with how to install these. So when you first receive the product, the instructions look kind of intimidating, but once you know how to do it, it's pretty simple, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. You get what are called the chucks for the elastics and the hooks for the elastics. And this is one of the front seat covers. You can see this is where your butt sits. So the one that's closer to the seat back, you'll take one of these chucks, and in the instructions, they're beige, but here they are black, so they're hidden more easily. So you just got to slip the elastic on one side and flip it around and flip the other side. And there you go, that's it. So you'll tuck this between the seat back on the cushion and it will just hold through the plastic elastic like that in place. So for the hooks, it took me a while to figure this out, but it's simple once you know. You've just got to imagine that this part here is going to hook under the seat somewhere. So you've got to push it through like this, and that's sitting like that. And then it says tie a knot, but all that means is create a little hole and push it through the hook. And that's it. So you're going to repeat the same on the other side. I'll show you again. So the elastic goes through these two slits like this. And then once it's hooked on one side, gotta go on the other, flip it around like that. And there you go. Now it's ready to be installed. It'll be the same for all the seat cushions that you have. Again, with the hook, slip it through here, create a loop, and push the hook through the loop and pull to tighten. And that's it. So for the installation of the hardware, you'll get all of these. I believe it was 18 of these chucks, as well as 10 of these hooks for 5 seats. And it's pretty straightforward. I'll actually demonstrate what it looks like here on this vehicle, and I'll show you why we want to replace this one. So this is the daughter's 20-year-old vehicle, and it is leather. The only problem is this massive hole. So do we want to pay to replace the entire seat, or do we just want to update it with what is obviously faux leather, but will do the job just fine? Additionally, this is really slippery. I don't know if you've ever had leather seats before, but you're always sliding on this material. So I actually find it's pretty easy to just remove the headrest. You just gotta remove this headrest off, bam, and slip the cover on with the zippers open as it states in the instructions, so you have more slack. Slip it over the seat back like so. Make sure the hook here isn't stuck to anything. Let's go back here, down. There we go, easy peasy, and tuck it into place. Now flip over the seat cushion. So this, zoom in here for you. You slip into the seat and the seat back. You slip this chuck right in, and you can't really see it, but you can kind of feel it, and let the chuck hold it in place for 1, and then the other side 2. And the next part is just following the contours of your car. Get the cushion to sit around the contour edges of the seat like so. Stretch it around here, pull it down, and now you get to the hooks on the bottom of the seats. So it's very difficult to show you, but what you can do is, which is what I did, is kind of feel for a metal piece that's on the bottom of the cushion where you can really hook it onto the seat. And you want to avoid any electronics. Pull it through there. Make sure to go around the seat adjustment on the other side. Pull it tight. You feel a bunch of cables. You don't want to get any. You don't want it to be tugging on a cable. So you find a metal portion to hook it and tuck this in with the zipper. And there's a Velcro here to put the headrest back on. And the headrests are relatively easy. You can see that this design is very different from the headrest. But because it's a universal fit, all you got to do is push it through. That's the headrest, and then you've got some Velcro here, and there's your new headrest. You're obviously not going to win any design competitions or really concours d'elegance type modeling for your vehicle, but man, you don't really notice it once it's installed on the vehicle. So that's that. And then you got to touch a little Velcro piece over here. Tuck the zippers in to tighten the cushion. Zip on both sides, and voila! Your new seat cushion has arrived. And that's what it looks like on the original and with the seat cover. So when I sit down on it, no slipperiness on the seats like the factory leather. A really nice way to update your vehicle. So to install the rear passenger, you've got specifically on the 2018 Toyota Highlander, side-specific backrests. So what you're going to do is take the one that has the headrest on it, like this one, and open up the zippers for here. Slip it above the headrest, like so. And then you want to put the backing of the headrest buckle behind, and this one over, so it connects in the back. There you go. And you're going to see this side specifically is different from this side, and it will match up with the center back. And so you put that there, tighten the zippers on the edges on both sides, and then you'll take the chucks that you had earlier, just like the front seat, and slip them on. And when you read the instructions, it uses language that is tough to understand. I don't get it, but this is called a chuck, I guess. I learned that today. So you're going to put that on each side here, one there and one here, and tuck those into the cushion here between the bottom where your butt sits and the backrest. You're going to just push it in until it gets tucked in for both sides. It's pretty easy. And that's it. So you do the same with the bottom part. You're going to see one side has this cover that goes over the edge, while the other side is just flat that lines up with the middle seat. So get those guys on. Same thing. Bam. And then the other. And once you get the hang of it, it goes pretty quickly. Once you get the first seat, everything comes together kind of simply. So there, tuck this out. And you see you're going to have a centerpiece just like this. And the centerpiece works the same way. There's a chuck in the middle that we're going to add here. And the pack comes with extras, it seems. There's way more than I need. Just so you know, if ever you lose one or you break one, which hasn't happened to me at all, you have extras. So like the other ones, you tuck it into the middle seat, and there you go. And the middle guy here will sit in the middle. So on my particular model, you'll see I have a armrest. That's going to be up to you. It depends on your model or vehicle. The kids barely use that on our vehicle, but you should be conscious about that for your particular model. And then you'll see this part here. You're going to have a Velcro piece that's protecting on one side, and you want it to go just tucked under your seat. So it'll do two things. One, it'll protect, and two, if you need to fold it, these two stick together, so you don't have to worry about it, but it's also removable because it's Velcro. So I recommend these again for someone that's protecting and not for a fancy concourse type model. And so you're going to see here, it tucks around your belts, and that's it. And then you got to tuck your hooks under the seat on the side to tighten it up on both sides with the hooks. And that's what the model looks like. So I'm going to take this side off. and tuck that over here. And then you've got the headrest for the middle that tucks right over there on the back. And I haven't put these ones yet on both sides. And then you get the hooks, one of these guys to go around here. Oh, sorry, these, I'll use my chuck for those. I'll use a chuck to get them around. And so I figured out what to do with the buckles. It wasn't clear in the instructions. I'll take it out just so you can see. So you'll have these buckles on the rear seat bottoms. You take one of the chucks and slip it on to the buckle like so. Not obvious in the instructions, but because it's plastic, it's very easy to lock together. And then you lock the other side and tuck it under so it fits snug under the seat, and you can just stretch it to fit your particular case. And that's it. There's your seat covers. All right, here's a better look at the finished product when it is installed in the sunlight. So you can see this is what it looks like in the front seats and the back seats. And the color is so close to this bluish gray. I don't know if you can see it on camera. It's not deep black. It's kind of a gray matte look, and it looks pretty good. For the price of not replacing your entire seat or your cushions or getting a deep clean, it's a great product. I hope this answers a lot of your questions. If you like these type of reviews, I do these reviews all the time, consider following the channel. Thank you for your time.